about this. We got to figure it out. I want JDZ to watch the match, okay? Because I want JDZ to apologize for what he called me. So apologize for what he said to me. And while he apologizes, look at these two absolute legends on screen. Look at the beautiful faces of these two individuals. We've got Zan Syed on the left, who both players currently 2-1. We've got WoahChuck, Alex, but better known as WoahChuck, that is sitting on the right side. And so we are both getting the opportunity to shuffle up, to take a look. Yeah, this is going to be one heck of a match.
Yeah, and then WoahChuck's going to show me how to play this deck, which is because if anybody knows WoahChuck, he absolutely loves Naveen.
Yes,
he thinks it should be in every Amber Steel deck.
Yes,
and it was definitely Bivens that invented Gaston.
Yes,
and yeah, so
Bivens invented Gaston, Nala, and Neverland. I want to be clear on
all
that.
of that was Bivens' brainchild.
In fact, we asked that if you ever meet Bivens, the thing that if you want to bring him joy, bring your foil Nalas and bring your foil Neverlands, and we want to have Zach sign them. And then if you hand those to WoahChuck, he'll give you a surprise.
Nice. Okay, so we've got the good thing here is we've got Amber Steel versus Red Blue.
Yes.
Now this matchup is really, really interesting right now because the field for Red Blue right now isn't as strong as it used to be, right? So we're noticing a lot of Amber Steel players going a little bit lower in their daisy count, which is like a really critical piece of this matchup. So having WoahChuck hit daisy turn 1, which he doesn't, he has the Robin Hood, which isn't entirely too bad.
It's not,
because he can take that into a possible shift line into a whole new world. And he's got 2 more turns to be able to pull that off. And maybe try to disrupt a little bit of the Red Blue players, Zan's play.
Yeah.
It's not the best because Zan obviously knows in this scenario if there's an opportunity for a wheel, he's going to try to dump his hand as much as he can, whether it's on board or through ramp. So it's kind of tough to play into or play out of, and just like at least I think with the good thing that if you're familiar with a lot of WoahChuck's list, he's not a big fan of shift lines.
I know, which is interesting that he's playing the Robin Hood here.
Yeah,
I was just about that. You said exactly what I was going to say. The Robin Hood is indicative of a shift that's incoming. So I have to wonder, and I'm definitely going to ask WoahChuck, what is it about this meta? Now, conversely, Zan, we know from his podcast he has and can and has put a few hours into Ruby Sapphire. We know this is in terms of this deck. We've heard of him playing it. I think we've seen him play it one time on stream here at SSG as well. And so it's interesting to know how we're going to play through this, because the other thing we have to take note of is the style of the deck, right? Is he playing DKP's version? Because DKP's version does differently into Steel Song than what we might consider to be a more traditional version. Is he playing the Tamatoas? Is he running DKP? I think that's what we need to see here. Now we see the bells. The bells tell us that we're more item heavy here. And that tells us that we might not be on DKP.
Right, yeah. But also, if you think about establishing a bell early on is pretty interesting here, because common removal for this early in the game is traditionally about 2 damage thanks to Storm. Strength requires you have another character on board. So if we curve out and hit our 3-drop and already have removal, it's great. However, we're losing Robin Hood right now to a Brawl, which is kind of unfortunate. I haven't had a chance to look at Chuck's hand yet to see if he had the shift line set up, but knowing him and knowing the caliber he's playing against, there's a good chance that he wanted that Robin Hood out to get that removal out of Zan's hand.
Right.
So to play a lot of other options. He did have it. Now I understand when you guys say you have a hard time looking at these cards. I didn't realize how small this screen was. I need to fix that for you guys. So.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. Thank you for being here and putting yourself in our shoes and being a man of the people. We appreciate that as we struggle so hard to stare at these cards.
Nice. So one neat thing we see here. Oh, and he's inking the Pete. So one of the things so Ariel. So we're gonna look for a song. Not quite sure if we're going to look for the removal for the bell. because kind of once she's played, okay, so we did
We
get
got a
strength.
strength. We nailed the strength. Yep.
Okay, which is nice, but we can't get another character on the board to get full value for that strength. So we're gonna have to wait for another turn for that if we want to deal with that bell.
Yeah, certainly. And
But
Belle's not a high priority right now, right? Like Belle's annoying, but she's not game breaking at this point.
yeah, and I mean, again, looking at the caliber of player we have here, Zan, he's not going to give WoahChuck here what a lot of people like to call it the Rapunzel value, right?
Right.
So exerting that bell gives an opportunity for Ursula to swing in, stay alive, and get full value from Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Um, Granted, we're not seeing the Rapunzel. Are we in WoahChuck's hand right now?
I don't know. I don't believe I see it. Although the cards are tied to each other, I don't think I see it.
Yeah, but there's no problem in bluffing in the sense that
Absolutely.
to show it. So that's why he's not going to turn sideways. What I was trying to say before with the Pete is I actually like playing Pete when they're going to 4 ink to disrupt like how far I'll go.
Yeah.
However, we didn't see that here. We saw Grammatala on board. So
Yeah.
Ursula play totally makes sense right here.
Yeah, interesting. We see the Tom. Okay, so big Tamatoa
Mm-hmm.
kind of tells a lot to Alex here. Big Tamatoa that's Big Tamatoa is crazy. If I'm going to be honest with you, talking about this meta.
Yeah, but if you think about it right now, I did catch a glimpse in WoahChuck's hand. He's got the world's greatest criminal mind, which is an absolute fantastic card in this matchup.
Yeah.
The amount of effort that it takes to get a Tamatoa on the board, while not too difficult for Zan, the problem is when it stays on the board.
Correct.
So being able to establish that world's greatest criminal mind at that critical point can definitely set Zan back a little bit.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
We're assuming that his list most likely has 4 Tamatoas. So
Yeah.
And then a traditional Steel Song list might not be running 4 world's greatest. So we've got a +1 on Zan's side for that. So we're definitely going to be very conservative with that. We're not seeing anything related to any other threats that world's greatest criminal mind, like Shark, for example. And because this is an item list, we can assume that we might not see that. We don't have the deck list up right now, so it's really hard to kind of paint the picture. I will work with
that's fine
with Gabe to try to get those deck lists up so we can kind of start painting the picture here.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll tell you what though, there is value in being surprised a little bit too.
Okay.
So I don't mind not seeing that. And now we know that
what you're telling me is we're doing it live.
What I'm very specifically saying is yes, we're doing it live, and so we're rocking out with Tamatoa, not the big one that we saw getting, but with our new favorite, our new shiny toy, Happy as a Clam. In addition from this set from Arcasia's Island, we love it. We love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing the new Tamatoa established kind of brings some conversation to as we're seeing the rest of the game develop here. But what are your thoughts on the Hiram Flaversham ban and how it affects not only the value, the cash value of Tamatoa, but the play value of it?
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
I didn't expect that Tamatoa would be the card that would be the full replacement of Hiram when it first happened. I see it now and it makes perfect sense, like kind of in retrospect. But at the time, I'm like, well, I guess we'll just play Monsieur Dark. I guess we'll play Judy Hopps.
We have Hiram at home.
Yeah, we have Hiram at home. That's what I thought. And so seeing it kind of being used as like the de facto replacement to Hiram, like, well, you know what, I can't draw cards, but you know what does draw me cards? Popsicles. So if I keep getting those, that works.
Fair.
So it's been interesting to see that.
Yeah, and we can confirm here that WoahChuck is running the Robin Hood shift line. As mentioned before, I saw by Wonderland he did confirm that, which is great.
Yeah.
So now, what's awesome about playing Robin Hood now is that we're really not seeing a lot of Medusa out in the fields, which kind of allows things like Robin Hood to emerge back again.
Which I hate
Beast
to break
Tragic
it to.
Hero.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these cards that unfortunately don't get to see much play because of how oppressive Medusa is.
I hate to break it to you. Expect after this weekend to be seeing her a lot. I anticipate this meta shifts dramatically as a result of this weekend. The way we thought set champs was going to go, the way you thought your deck was going to look for set champs, forget about that. Because I think we're going to see tons of red. I think we're going to see tons of Medusa after this.
And this is indicative of very healthy meta right now.
Yeah.
And I think the bands, like, unfortunately, our friends that are on Blue Steel felt it the most,
Yeah.
and I do feel for them.
Eh.
To each their own, right?
I guess.
But this invites a lot more creativity,
Right.
and to kind of revisit some of our old favorites, given Robin Hood and Beast Tragic Hero.
Yeah.
As you may have seen on stream during my last match, I did try out a Beast Tragic Hero,
Yeah.
and I just, I don't think it's a card with much value in Steel Song, because a lot of people are saying, it's really hard to shift, and like you really want to get value in the shift sing. So something to consider at the drawing board when I come back for set champs. But seeing it in Emerald Steel, for example,
Yeah.
totally makes sense.
For sure. Yeah. When you think the other thing about, something like a Robin Hood, or, like Robin Hood, for example, if you're going up against a heavy green steel meta,
Mhm.
it's like, bro, I get a free discard from you if I banish your Robin Hood, because you get to draw a card for it going away. All right. You can make the choice if you want to draw or not, and then I'll just snipe that thing.
Okay, so we see Zan here play Baby Sisu, which
do.
removes the Ursula, probably because it's the only target available for it. But in reality, what we're going to see here is, I believe I did see the shift line.
Yeah,
So-
I thought I saw it too.
So, but we might not even need to take it given the ink that we have. So, WoahChuck's going to need to do something with this Ariel
Yeah,
and,
and
Robin
listen-
and Baby Robin Hood before they are sent to another realm.
Yeah, before they get sent to the shop, wherever it is that the friends are from on the other, whatever the other side is,
Mhm.
that's where they're going.
Do
Wherever
we
other
know
side
what
is.
what is the lore behind glimmers? Like, where do glimmers go when they're banished? Is it just like
I think
it
they go
fades
back
away?
to the ink, right?
They
like
just
they
go-
just melt and become ink again, I would think.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
'cause
I thought of like a Thanos snap, just like
Ew, no, they turn to dust. So
Yeah.
the ink, no, because if they come from ink, I would imagine they go back to the ink, and then that's gotta be a glimmer.
no. I just thought they dropped the. I don't feel so good, Mister Stark, and then
They just, I don't feel so hot. Ugh.
But all right. So we're playing really hard here into some removal,
Yeah.
possibly, or even a wheel, given the fact that again, like the lines are
Ooh.
fairly. Oh,
A
did he
failure.
whiff?
We have a failure to find
Failure to
a
find.
song.
Okay, and we see the expression in WoahChuck's face right now. He
Yeah.
kind of sees the writing on the wall here. He's got one more card in hand. That is a Storm, which
is.
will cleanly take out. Actually, wait. Oh, did he? He removed the Sisu already. Puts the 2 damage on the Tabatoa.
So what Chuck
What's
is
he-
doing
oh,
is Chuck is drawing
grenade.
is playing to his outs. Chuck is looking for a whole new world at this point.
Yeah,
He needs it.
And the 1-drop Cinderella just isn't it. But on the retro, or sorry, on the other side of this, it's 1 card deeper. So it kind of, given the chance of being able to dig a little deeper.
Yes,
the
Chuck will
wrong-
appreciate that joke, by the way.
He is hopefully getting a little bit closer to his outs here. So
Yeah.
right. So two bell established right now. We will
Oof.
most likely see that Sisu established, since we don't have enough items to get Scrooge, or famously called Blue Donald.
No, please, not you two. Not you two.
in our area. But yeah, so yeah, and he already knew it was coming.
Yeah.
We get a clean kill over here, or clean banish, sorry, with the Robin Hood. We do get some draw out of that. He's not going to take a look, but I'm very
No.
curious to see what it is. But feeling kind of bad right here. But the lore totals right now completely manageable. Whole new world that he was digging for.
Wow. I mean, well, you dig enough and you eventually find it. Sometimes it's just a turn too late is the problem.
Yeah, and the problem here is if he's tapping 1, is he going to establish a Cinderella?
Yeah, of course he is.
Okay. And the Zeus as well, too. So
exactly.
okay, so this is great. This handles the Sisu.
Yeah.
We've got 1 bell on board. Things are not too bad.
They're not that bad. What we're doing, so just to help people understand what's happening here, you could choose to wheel soon. You could do that. And then Zan's sitting with the scary looking Sisu. Or we say, you know what, we be patient. And patience is critical when you're playing a whole new world, knowing the right moment to play it. So as I've been saying all stream yesterday, all stream today, anytime you pay 5 for a whole new world is a bad call. The reason why you're playing Steel Song is because you are getting a discount. And if you're not getting that discount, you're doing it wrong. But sometimes you don't have a choice. And what Zan is telling WoahChuck is, I'm not going to give you any opportunity to play a favorable whole new world. I'm going to keep characters down, and they're not just going to be characters. You're going to hate these things. Everything's going to be a monster. Everything's going to be just the worst thing you could possibly imagine.
No
My man just drew.
way.
My man
He
just did
did
it.
not. It was a joke.
He played this a
It
lie.
was a joke,
It was a
guys.
lie. It was a lie this whole time.
He loves Naveen.
The meme is real, folks. DeCandrio,
No.
you are
There, no shot.
Yes. No.
Someone
yes,
deck check this man.
Yeah. Check the deck. Check the deck.
All right, so we're back on the board,
Yes.
and again, this is great because we're going to draw a whole 7 cards. Hopefully, find I don't know, like let's see, we have another song. Oh, this would be great to have another World's Greatest Criminal Minds. I don't see it.
No. Yeah, and here,
but we're going to dig for it.
We
and
absolutely
it would be
are.
super impactful if we find it right now.
Yeah, people noting that that Chuck did not count 8,
so
but rather
whole
7.
new world.
And so we see
because Chuck is an honest player.
He's a great dude.
And he is a pillar of a person to make sure that gameplay is fair.
R&B, I hate you so much. I hate you so much right now, R&B. I hate you, but I love you at the same time, bro. Oh my goodness.
Wait, no, if WoahChuck looks like a toe,
yeah, he
R&B looks like a bigger toe.
Yeah, they're on the same foot is the thing. Like they're both sharing space on the foot.
Yeah, so I don't.
And I'm on there too. I love this man. I love it.
Oh my god, R&B in the boot. Like, let me tell you something. There is a blessing and a curse to having closed loop audio at the table.
Yeah,
because his banter with Mike Sr. yesterday just had us in stitches. And he's just a great character to have, and super glad to have him down yesterday, and
I love
hope to see him more in upcoming events.
Yeah, if Luke wasn't on Maelstrom, I would say R&B is my favorite member of the team, but unfortunately for him, Luke's on the same team with him. So there you go.
Oh man. Okay, so we're seeing a second Sisu here, which is pretty problematic because we would have loved to keep that Ariel on board. While we do have, I believe we do have another whole new world in our hand right now. Using that with Naveen.
This is
ultimately
rough.
Ultimately means that Naveen will most likely be banished in a follow-up turn.
Yeah.
But again, we need to find World's Greatest Criminal Mind. We need to have a Zeus. Like, these are ways to kind of claw back a little bit. But Zan is doing red blue things right now. We see
Zan's got so much. Like, we see Dime. We see how far. I mean, just anything that either he has it or he can find it is essentially where we're at right now.
Yeah, and this one, the writing might be on the wall for game 1. So this is pretty indicative that WoahChuck probably needs to think, okay, am I looking for an out? Okay, so he has the Zeus.
Zeus takes care of Sisu.
So we were
That's one problem out.
Yeah. And kind of what I was leading into is, like, how much time do we want to spend here in game 1? We might want to see a game 2, the strong start.
Yep.
We end up wheeling. We get rid of the lucky dime, which is okay.
I mean, you can get it later with a Tamatoa.
Exactly.
So it's not the worst thing to lose in this game.
Yeah. So let's see what he gets back here.
Yeah, that's the trick here.
Okay, I think I see a Daisy, a Rapunzel. Is that another whole new world? That's second card to the right.
Second card to the right
is
uninkable.
It's
a whole new world for sure. Yeah.
So we've got another one.
I've been traumatized enough by that card to know that just from the silhouette. Okay.
Traumatized. You get 7 new cards too.
I hate you. I hate you and everything that you just said right now. Every word you said is the worst thing ever.
No, whole new world is a group hug card.
Don't you touch me. You do not have my consent for a group hug. I'll tell you right now.
As we so play Cinderella. Now WoahChuck is feeling
flood the board, baby.
Exactly. And he's probably feeling very confident in this play right now because we've just gotten through 2 big Sisus.
Yeah.
So we might see a baby Sisu here to help try to take out one of them. Let's take a look at Zan's hand really quick.
Yeah,
okay, so we got a couple sapphire coils
we got
here.
Coils in stereo in hand.
Okay.
And just a lot of blue cards. We're seeing a bunch of Tamatoas.
Oh, another Tamatoa.
It looks like a you made me almost call him Donald. A Scrooge Duck. It's not a Blue Donald. Do not call him Blue Donald. It is Scrooge McDuck. There you go.
All right. This is all
This is
not feeling too good for WoahChuck here.
No, it's not.
And again, it's just kind of one of those scenarios. Like, I think Zan just needs to establish a very dominating play here to signal to WoahChuck that, hey, let's just
move on, bro.
Let's restart this. Let me find some daisies in the beginning of next turn, and let's have a better game too. But yeah, the the gap is getting larger and larger
Yeah,
as we go on,
and
and
WoahChuck, of course, taking a look at the discard pile, trying to see what other threats are out there. Is it worth it to stick around? What are we fighting for? So yeah,
RMB, please,
we love him.
please,
Yes, it was wild.
yeah.
As we see, yeah. So potentially putting down a coil. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
And then increasing another pip of lore for Tamatoa, which is
correct.
just making this again just
Yeah.
pretty rough. But
If for no other reason, that's the thing it does, right? Hey, make
yeah,
this card reads give Tamato a +1 lore pip is what it
yeah.
reads.
And then we'll most likely end up questing here, getting Dime back. I see 7 open ink by Zan, uh, possibly signaling this play. Okay,
Yeah,
shrinking Naveen, probably making WoahChuck feel a little nervous here,
yeah.
thinking that possibly another Sisu.
Well, knowing WoahChuck, he's never really nervous, but he's always very angry. He's like the Hulk. Like that's his secret. His secret is that he's always angry.
Oh, it was for the trade. That totally makes
Yeah,
sense. So we keep Bell on the board here, which is a nice value trade.
100% it is. Yeah,
I mean, but to be fair, when we saw Naveen Singh last turn, we kind of knew that
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
expendable at that point.
Correct. Yeah, we do. And we're still thinking through this process. This is a puzzle. Every turn is a puzzle for Zan. What is the optimal number of things I need to get out of my hand onto the table to supercharge this ion cannon of a lore component? We've got items in the discard pile, just a multitude of items to select from, especially because the whole new world did throw away a bunch of items
So
a
yeah,
couple of times this game.
yeah, and this is again not questioning Zan's gameplay here, but I would
Better not.
have better not. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
I'll hold you down while he kicks you.
No, Zan actually seems fairly gentle, so I wouldn't. They would
No,
be
yeah,
soft kicks
no,
if
yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah. I imagine Jeremy would be the one doing the kicking while I hold you down,
Absolutely,
if anything.
yeah. But no.
So
Uh,
and then I'd kick you too. To be fair,
wow. So friendly fire.
well, I still love you, but like, sometimes you gotta get kicked. That's just the way
Okay.
it is sometimes.
Fair, fair. That is very fair.
As
But
we see, yeah. Look, so we brought back. Was it that lucky dime that we brought back with the Tamatoa?
I believe so.
Yeah, I saw the lucky dime, and I believe it was the popsicle there. And
Mhm.
so we're doing the math. Like that's something I've noticed about the way Zan plays. Zan, I mean, this is just like methodical, very methodical thoughts, thinking through the turn, making sure that every motion is understood and not wasted.
Yeah.
We see, yeah,
Yeah, and then he's setting up new Tamatoa to probably play Dime for free instead of actually doing hard about. Okay, there we go. We're
yeah,
setting up Blue Donald play right now.
yeah. What he's doing, so basically, he's planning out what essentially is an exponential turn.
Yeah,
He's also using 4 items in order to play a free Scrooge McDuck, which is just
just to try to
so
grab another
crazy.
item as well too,
Which of course
which
Zan
he
also
misses.
fails to find. Yeah,
Yeah, so now you know how it feels like to have an aerial in your deck.
it's just wild. It is. Yeah, it is wild out here as we see. This just setting this up. So there's an exponential component here. You've got the big Tamatoa. We know the lucky dime's in hand. If we play the dime, essentially we're playing the dime and we're tapping the Tamatoa for questing it.
He's doing the math right now.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty sure that
Yeah,
we're going to be moving into the next game.
Yeah, because essentially next turn is the win, and Alex knows. Alex knows the dime's in his hand.
Yeah,
Alex knows that he's got more than enough items to get well beyond the 20. The real question is, do you draw something that stops that big Tamatoa?
there's really nothing. Oh,
What'd you say to me?
Wow,
You shut your mouth. You
You're
understand
right.
me?
I mean, but the thing is, it might just be
You
too
shut
late.
your
That's
mouth.
the problem because, sure, we'll go ahead and we'll remove Big Tamatoa, but let's see what else we've got. I think there's there's another one in Zan's hand.
Yeah,
Um,
it does slow it down.
yeah,
And
but see, the thing is that uh, he'll play Big Tamatoa, right?
right. But
And then
WoahChuck doesn't
quest,
know that yet.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then but the moment that Big Tamatoa hits the board, that's pretty much game. So he'll quest with the newer Tamatoa, get Dime in play.
Right.
Yeah, it's just once he sees the next card, he should. But we're getting some conversation right now.
Yeah.
Judges Alex is or WoahChuck is laughing. What is it called when I forgot what it is, but it's when the situation is so dire that all you can do is laugh.
Oh my god.
Something Gallo, right?
Oh jeez. I'd have to look. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I think there is an internet search engine called Google.
Yes, there's a thing. Yeah, this is, yeah, we'll look it up.
Mhm.
Oh,
Zan doesn't want to get decked. Are we? Has he dug enough to not get decked?
well, here's the problem: when you're playing WoahChuck, that possibility is always on the table.
No, that's fair. And I mean, like he's the good thing is that he hasn't. Oh, okay. So we
Yeah.
are interrupting that.
So
That
we're
smaller
not
time.
getting a free dime anymore.
Correct.
And yeah, we got rid of the big Tamatoa.
Mhm.
So essentially, that mega bomb that was waiting for WoahChuck is
Mhm.
gone. So officially, WoahChuck still has a reason to be in the game, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we need to
That
keep
was
fighting it
a
out.
yeah, and you know what? That's probably why I don't often do commentary because you guys can paint the picture. But you know what? This is a great experience anyway, and I love
No, no,
hanging out with you, Gabe, for this.
no. I'm glad you're here because I think what you're highlighting is really an important thing to note here. For many of us, and myself included, I say it all the time. I say, "Oh, they're dead." I say
Yeah,
it all the time. Like I immediately call the game over.
yeah.
And for some people out there that are watching this, they may be the kind of person that calls it over. They might quit too soon. And there's a line between slow play and there's a line
Oh,
between
and
calling
that
it too
is the
soon.
third
There it is.
Sisu.
Yep. So there, Sisu wipes the board.
Yep.
But it's important to like these. The reason why these players are where they are is because they know that line. They understand the line between slow play. They understand the idea that the tools that they have in their hand keep them in the game. And so I would encourage you, definitely don't slow play. And
Sure.
and they're not slow playing. They are playing at a fair pace here.
Yeah, of
But make
course.
sure that you don't quit too soon because
You're
that
absolutely right.
happens more often than
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah, and that's and again, that's very indicative for both of these players who have a ton of experience playing. Well, Wojciech, big huge fan of Amber Steel, and Amethyst Steel as well. Too. Oh, and he ends up scooping here. So
Yeah,
game one will go to Zan.
it will.
Writing was on the wall. We have about 24 minutes and a few seconds heading into game two. Feeling pretty confident because the issue here is that if Amber Steel just does what it needs to do against Red Blue,
Yeah,
game two can go pretty quick. But you know, I was talking to Wochuk before he was in the booth, and he himself had mentioned that there's not really a lot of um, value in going for daisies at this
yeah.
moment. So I don't know in this list specifically because we haven't seen it yet, but in this list I don't quite know exactly how many daisies he's on, but whatever they are, hopefully it is the maximum amount he's put in
Yeah,
there because
all of them, all of the
that's a
amounts.
really strong start. And then you do things like Smee or Lawrence to just stay out of brawl range and just like from turn one, like jets on, let's go.
Yeah, and that's the trick here. Now, the thing is, Zan is on the build of Ruby Sapphire. That is a problem for Amber Steel. Amber Steel like it's funny. I was just having this conversation with a panel of people. Luke was on that panel. We were talking about it in a post show for the ICL, and we said, is Amber Steel now a bad matchup for for Ruby Sapphire, right? And I was like, yes. The answer is yes, 100%. It's if all Ruby Sapphire is deciding to go DKP's version, I think that generally speaking, that's better. I think Zan's realizing that. Zan came here with a very specific meta call. He chose not to run DKP's version. Instead, he's running heavy items. He's running the dual Tamatoas. He's running a build that was very, very popular before the release of Arcasia's Island, which is not a good sign for Chuck. Chuck knows this now. Chuck can try his best to mulligan, to alter for the right tools to the problem. But we know historically for WoahChuck, if you've seen his games at DLCs, he gets to day two, and what's the deck that takes him out, bro?
It's red blue.
It's
And
red
it's
blue.
such a sad story too, because all jokes aside, Wochuk, very strong player. Amber Steel, a huge inspiration for a lot of us down here in South Florida.
Yeah.
Honestly, just keeps the dream alive no matter how dire things are, even at its highest when things were just not looking good for us during
Right.
the time that Hiram and Popsicle or sorry, Hiram and Fortisphere were around. Um, but we had a sliver of a fighting chance, but now things are looking a little brighter right now,
They
which
all
which feels great.
100%. They are. Yeah, they're looking so bright that Zan had to bring the hammer down with his tomatoes, bro.
Yeah.
That's how good they were looking. Okay, Zan's like, nah, 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 nah. No, WoahChuck. I come to your home. I take your things. So we'll see if Zan can do that.
That is a pretty strong interpretation of how that conversation would go,
Yeah,
but
those are word for word what Zan would say. Okay, I know it.
fair. All right, so we see a pretty
I
standard
take your
start on both
things.
Amber Steel side and Red Blue side. We see a Robin Hood established for Amber Steel, Popsicle established for Red Blue. Turn 2, we are Smee's good right now. Again, stays out of brawl range. We have the shift line for a potential whole new world on 3. If Oh, well, no, because we're on the play, so we'll definitely be able to establish that
Yeah,
without interruption. So that's gonna feel pretty good, especially since the bell wasn't. Oh no, that's a for blue steel for the removal. No, Robin Hood's pretty locked in right now, which feels kind of great right now. So
yeah,
we have some options here.
yeah. Oh, here we go.
Um,
Look at that.
all right.
It's our friend Daisy. She's on a date. She got a teddy bear, and she's here.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just being able to apply the pressure early on is key in this matchup. Um, So for turn 2 for Zan, we are going to see him establish 2 Vitalis Spheres, which is pretty interesting. We look at the rest of his hand right now. We're not seeing Scrooge McDuck, which is good, but that doesn't mean that it might not show up in a future turn.
Yeah, certainly.
But he's definitely looking for an opportunity to get a free character on board, if not potentially that baby Sisu. Oh, we missed. What was that went to the bottom of the deck?
It looked like was it an item? I believe it was an
Obviously, it
item.
wasn't a character, which is
No,
good.
yes, it's got to be an item.
Yeah, this is
Chances are high
great.
it's an item.
Absolutely. So this is really good here. So
And we see the shift.
and we see the shift. There we go. Okay, it was a fishbone. Thanks for that.
Thank you, folks. Thank you.
All right. So let's see. We're establishing here. Nothing. Okay. So all right. Pretty strong start by Amber Steel right here. So
Yeah.
we're heading into turn 3 for Zan right now. Options here are to we're going to ink. He can do the Sisu. He's going to get rid of a big threat right here for him, which
Yeah.
is Daisy, which is a pretty critical play. Probably doesn't feel good to send another item to the bottom of the deck. Again, something that can get you a potential free
Yeah.
Scrooge play. But with one in hand, he's probably not feeling too bad.
Yeah. Daisy, generally speaking, when we talk about Daisy, we're talking about a card that we see as giving us value. And that's true if your deck is primarily made of characters. The thing about decks like
this is a pretty interesting play here because we're gonna probably see a Zeus, which doesn't entirely feel too great, but we're following up with one of my favorite plays here, which is
the good
the
old
Naveen Whole New World.
Yeah.
And we're getting rid of 2 of the baby tomatoes, which definitely feels great.
It does.
Probably would have been better if they were the big tomatoes, but we'll take what we can take. We're resetting hands here.
We are.
We're not going to get a chance to see Alex's hand right now, but we'll take a look to see what Zan was able to recover from that. And he gets the Scrooge McDuck that he was most desperately looking for with another item to get it established. So we most likely be seeing that come out to play. Oh, and Popsicle 2 to dig even deeper for a couple of potential outs or answers that he needs to kind of get this game going in his favor.
Yeah, I mean, we still have lots of great answers. That's kind of the thing about Ruby Sapphire is there's no such thing as a bad top deck in this thing.
Absolutely.
You just got to get the ink to play the darn thing is the problem.
Right.
We've got 3 items on table, which is scary because one more item equals a free Blue Donald. I hate you for making me call it that, but we're calling it that.
Don't hate me. Thank SSG's very own Hector Harris, who is very well known for creating off the wall names for certain things. So we've got his deck that won CCS was Sharknado.
Sharknado, naturally.
And the threat that he establishes to make sure that Shark doesn't go checked is the Tiponator.
The Tiponator, yeah, for sure.
And when he was looking for Scrooge McDucks, he just kept saying Blue Donald.
Yeah, he's not the only one. By the way, it's not just Hector.
Yeah,
everyone calls it Blue Donald. Everybody calls it Blue Donald, and I hate it. I hate every minute of it. I've heard it everywhere. I've heard it said on the ICL. I've heard it said everywhere. It kills me. Don't say it.
All right,
It's not
so
the
we
Scrooge.
miss and it looks like we miss an item from Scrooge McDuck being played, which isn't entirely too bad because again we're establishing a pretty solid body
Yeah,
on board.
dude. We got a 4-4. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah,
We got a free 4-4,
yeah.
folks.
There's really no downside to playing Scrooge McDuck other than possibly sending a couple outs to the bottom of the deck, but a free character is a free character.
Right. And even then, I mean, with a deck like Ruby Sapphire with as many options to dig, I mean, on an average game, you're going to see easily more than half your deck. I think on average you see more than half your deck. You don't get to grab it all, but you do get to pick from every piece of it with cards like your Visions of the Future, with cards like develop your brain or whatever other tools you're using to dig.
All right, so we're gonna banish the Robin Hood challenge. We're gonna get a draw from that. Very interesting style of play for WoahChuck here, and I think it's something to learn. But usually on my opponent's turn, I'm constantly looking at my hand, thinking of outs. He's probably got things figured out already, which is really awesome. But yeah, so we're finally seeing the results of that wheel being played. A lot of cards here, a little difficult to see. Um, let's see if we can find anything that's going to be dealing with Scrooge McDuck right now that will hopefully allow Naveen to stay alive. So we're reestablishing a Robin Hood, which is all right here.
Yeah, not bad.
The issue that we have here is based on the math. So we've got a Sapphire Quill in place. So all it really takes is an ink and a baby Sisu
Yeah.
to handle that Robin Hood, which would feel really bad. But
Yeah.
thankfully, we're not seeing that on Zan's side
I
right
was just
now.
about to say, of note, it's currently not the threat, but
Great.
that's
So we do have the
yes.
answer for Scrooge McDuck, which feels really good right now. All right, so Naveen hopefully lives for another day unless we have a character that is able to take advantage of that Vitalosphere into Prince Naveen. But, you know, he's done pretty good work in this game if you think about it. So a lot of value there.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're saying here, of course, is just like if I walk into that room right now, I'd be worried that I'd be irradiated with their brain powers, with their waves, with just the thoughts that are running through their heads right now as they're thinking through every line, every out, everything that is in their deck, every number that they need to consider.
So I do see an item. Oh, I see a few actually. It looks like we're holding on to the Fishbone Quill. All right.
Yeah, because
Again, great card for this matchup.
Absolutely.
Being able to dump your hand and make it very, very painful to have a whole new world.
Exactly.
Only just give you more fuel to continue ramping with.
Completely changes the ratio on WoahChuck's ability to. It changes the ratio of how successful WoahChuck will be for every whole new world that hits the table.
Absolutely. And Popsicle just digging a little bit deeper for some more answers here, and we have one that is pretty critical. Oh, another one right back to back. So this is great for Zan. Unfortunately,
no. I see you've chosen Steel Song as your favorite deck.
You know, it.
I will speak for the people who don't like Steel Song, and I can tell you I'm one of them. Therefore, good.
So again we see a pretty strong value play here, handling one of the singers, Naveen, but we still have Robin Hood, which again, if we see Robin Hood removed by the baby Sisu, that's just going to feel really bad for WoahChuck.
Yeah, this is a hashtag feels bad moment if that's were to be the case, but it's not. At least not right now. As WoahChuck is going to get an opportunity to do something to get in where he can fit in. As we see, you know, lots of tools available to WoahChuck here. We've got a few things we can do, a few options that we can kind of move towards. We see Pete, we see Cindy. We have options. We can go somewhat wide with what we have in hand. We can choose to like put out a big target, or we can start looking for cards. We can start digging.
Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and do that to remove or challenge into Blue Donald for the rest of that, to be able to get not only some lore, but to clear a threat on the board.
And let me tell you something here. Okay, to be able to clear a Donald Duck and your character still comes out the other side of it, not being banished, that needs to tell you how powerful of a card Robin Hood is, Champion of Sherwood.
Yeah, not only that, but you have Robin Hood who saw Naveen unfortunate demise and said, "Hey, I can do the same thing to you too."
Yeah. Nanny nanny, I got you.
Yeah, so good teamwork there. But you know, and again, WoahChuck here looking at Zan's ink and the Sapphire Coil and understanding that Robin Hood probably doesn't have much value here. So trying to get as much value as you can beforehand, sees that, and that's again
Yep.
Feels bad, but we did get some challenge and lore gain value and
Oh,
a
for
character off the
sure.
board. So
For sure.
not too bad.
Yeah, yeah. It's only bad if you get zero value. If you get value, it's not fantastic. It's not the best thing ever. You'd like it to not happen, but you got value from it, and that's ultimately what it's all about. It's about getting value for the things you paid for. If you paid for something, you should get what you should get at least what it's worth. If you can get even more, and you do that more often than your opponent. That's how you win the game. That's really the
Absolutely.
difference maker.
Yeah, and both players are noticing that here. So again, in these later turns, this is kind of where you see Red Blue turn things around. But WoahChuck holding on strong here. He's got a great card I see there for removal for Tamatoa, so he's
Yep.
probably holding on to that super tight right now.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it is a critical component of this matchup.
Yeah,
without a question.
Probably counting to see what character-based removal he's using to see when is the appropriate time to play Pete.
Yeah.
We've got a discounted Bianca
Yep.
in play, which is just fantastic. A little bit harder for Sapphire Coil to reach for some additional Ruby removal.
Yeah, not impossible.
Not impossible, but I
yeah,
see
not
one exactly. I see one Sapphire Coil established. We've got Pete established now too, which means no actions next turn.
Yes.
I just need to take a peek at Zan's hand and see how impactful that's going to be.
I guess let's find out in a moment here as we
Is
ready
that one
up.
in hand?
That is
No,
it's a great. Zan does this thing where he like monkey paws the hand a little bit, and so like
got it.
I've noticed that, and like he'll spread them out like as he's needing them,
Mhm.
but for the most part he likes to keep them just kind of close to the heart. You know, Zan's very much a close to the heart kind of guy.
All right, so
Just real nearby. I love it to see it.
perfect. Yeah, and so we see here how far I'll go. Not entirely sure what his plans on there were to use that or not, but Pete says if you did, you're probably gonna have to follow up with that on a future turn. So
yeah, and we see one of the songs in hand right there. It looks like it'll be a decision to.
So
send
he's
that
going to
away.
end. Yeah, he's going to ink that. He is considering. Okay, so he gives -2 to Bianca, which tells me he plans on inking that Tamatoa,
Yikes.
establishing the Sisu.
Yeah.
And
yep, that's exactly what he's doing.
It's the Bianca, so it'll be the Bianca and the Cinderella that sees some demise here.
And Chuck knows it. You can see it on Chuck's face. Chuck's just kind of like head nodding a little bit, thinking like, "Oh, here it comes."
Mhm.
So Chuck knows that it's coming.
You see the meme where the guy with the tornado is like, "Here it comes." You ever see that?
Oh my gosh.
So we see it established here. No need to shift,
No.
just because again with Baby Sisu with evasive,
Yeah.
you're not going to experience any type of challenges from Pete or Smee here. However, Pete is able to sing, which we're not doing. We're going to hard cast that. All right, and we see the aerial.
Oh, here we go.
We're going to.
So that explains it.
Yeah,
he wants to be able to keep the Pete to sing whatever may need to be sung.
Yeah, common
if he were to need it.
Yeah, common in conversations with other strong steel song players, finding huge value in playing Pete on 3 over aerial, because that means that you've established a singer for some type of removal, or
right.
Or you'd be surprised at how there are very valuable 3-call songs that Pete can not only interrupt but sing on a following turn.
That is that is certainly a fact. That is 100% a fact.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed that a lot of people tend to have some tunnel vision, me including myself, is thinking that singers can only sing songs because you're so focused on keeping your singers alive. But a Pete is a valuable singer. A Rapunzel, when necessary, can be a valuable singer. So thinking outside the box a little bit and understanding all of your options when it comes to singing is very critical in Amber Steel.
Yeah, that's a good point. I remember when I first started playing the game, I'm like giving priority to the characters that had the word singer on them. I'm like, wait, this thing costs 6. Why am I getting rid of aerial? Let me get rid of the 6. That's stupid.
So we see him. We see WoahChuck play the aerial, looking to see if we were to remove Tipo, is it really? Sure, it would be great.
It's a power play, bro. That's called a establishment of dominance.
You know who would be mad about that? Skinner would be mad about that.
Why is that?
Because he does not want to see little shirtless boys.
Oh, I appreciate you falling on the sword for that one, my man. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, we love you, Skinner.
Yeah, Skinner, we love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll stop the joke if you eat another pickled egg.
That's an incentive. He would
All
love to hear
right, so
that.
we're looking for another song here.
Yo, okay. This board state is next level. Now here's the problem. Forget about this game for a second, Steph.
Okay, so we have.
I said forget about the game for a second. Listen to me.
Okay.
Look at the time.
Oh, 7
That's
minutes.
a problem.
That is, and we definitely don't want to see a draw here because we are two. Okay, so we go 2-1-1, which definitely means that there's going to be some interesting math
Yeah.
heading into round 5 as we, if we end up to a draw. And
This
I'm
game is
sure
in danger of going to a draw.
exactly, and I'm sure Zan is already aware of that.
Yes.
Great thing is that we've made some upgrades to the stream area, so both players are fully aware of time left in round.
Yeah, there's literally a monitor between them. They both have to do is just do a slight. They don't even have to turn their head. It's in their like peripheral vision. It's how close it is to them.
Exactly. And our table judge Andrew is letting players know at critical points how much time is left on the round. So it's great. And I love, if while we're seeing Zan think a little bit on play here, I will say that I do love the evolution that we've done for the stream area and the production. We've taken a lot of suggestions from other players on what they would like to experience, and we've even asked like, hey, so like, for those of you who've made stream tables at DLCs, what was it like? And while we may not be in a big auditorium for a DLC, we definitely try to do what we can best here at Southside Gaming. So definitely love to hear the feedback. Well, what did he grab?
And not so much what did he grab, but like take a look at that. Take a look at the items on this table right now. Take a look at how far stretched ahead we are in items.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking for the opportunity to drop just 2 characters to win this game, or a dime and a character to win this game. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Like kind of like the goblin mindset we have to get into when it comes to just like, okay, how do I turn this one Tamatoa that is coming eventually into just a mega cannon?
Got it. Okay, and we're sending Bell into Pete, which is pretty good value trade there.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
one less singer for something such as World's Greatest Criminal Mind, forcing WoahChuck here to think about, how am I handling what's on the board. Now, the great thing is that he's got Rapunzel, gets some draw. That feels really good right now.
We see
we've
so
got
it was
a
a Lawrence and a
Robin Hood. Okay. We've got 3 open ink.
It's got to be Lawrence.
Lawrence feels really good right now because again, it's forcing. If we're dealing with Lawrence, we're forcing the ability. Well, it's actually that's true too, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why strength is a very expensive card right now.
Yeah. That's why. By the way, folks, it's my fault. I bought 12 of them when they were like, it was like $5 each or something like that, and then they went to like 15 or something crazy.
All right.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize for that. That's my fault.
All right. We're questing with Ariel and Smee and pretty much putting Zan on Habit.
Yeah. I mean, which is kind of the point here, right? Like you have to, like, at this point, you just need to establish it, like do something or say go. And so Zan is now is kind of in that weird position of, you can do the math. You figure it out. Once you figure it out that you don't have this game, you can go ahead and do this. But here's the thing.
For the insight there.
Here's the thing. The thing is, this game is not freaking over.
I know this is gonna feel.
This is gonna
really
be crazy.
Bad.
Okay, so we're doing the math. We've established a Tala here. We're looking at cards to put back on the bottom, and then a card to keep. Let's see what's chosen here. Okay.
And let's try to keep an eye here on how many cards Zan has right now, because we're going to go ahead. I see he's already exerting the Fishbone Quill to ink, getting the minus. Yeah.
Okay.
And
wow. I want to notice he didn't even look at the card.
Yeah. Alex,
he didn't even look at the card. Zan's like, I don't care what this card is. This card is in my inkwell. I need it.
That has to feel so bad.
That is too funny. He didn't even look at the card.
Yeah. So, all right, let's see what we have left here.
It's like, please send it away.
We got a Robin, a whole new world. Pete is actually not bad right now. We do have enough ink to establish both. With hopefully just some character-based removal, or I don't know if there's any left on Zan's side, but at least we won't see something like Ink Brawl.
Yes,
in this scenario, but we definitely won't want to see something like Ink Sisu.
And we're approaching the 2-minute mark. This is crazy.
Yeah, so Smee's not alive actually because it I believe Zan did pick Smee to. Oh no, sorry, yeah, it was a Bell trade. So
Yeah, we see Bell.
all right, so we're establishing.
We're making a run for it.
Yeah, and with 2 minutes left, I mean, like this it can truly, based on how swingy these games go, it can be anybody's game. So we see a daisy here. Now, what's going to feel really good here is if we can. Do we have enough ink to do it? So we play the daisy, right?
Yeah.
We
2,
whole
3,
new
4.
world. We whole new world. We find the peat.
Yeah.
Or we find ink and then peat, and then we quest. Okay, yeah. So we're doing that. We're going to 19. We're gonna play whole new, or
No.
let's see if he.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. No, you don't. There's no shot.
Really?
There's no shot you do it. There's no shot you do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
There's no shot. Yeah, there's no, no, absolutely not. I've got the game in
oh,
lock.
so that's the thing again. I had just had a really hard time finding or seeing what's how many cards Sam had in hand.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that my assumption is that he had a full
more,
grip.
Yeah,
Okay.
you thought his ink was
Yeah,
sand?
that's the problem.
Yo.
And he's digging for outs right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And has the baby Sisu and the big
You've got to be kidding
There's
me.
no way.
You've got to be kidding me.
No way.
So he
with a
needs-
minute left in the match
This
right
is
now before we go to time.
wild.
This
is crazy.
and he's got okay, so Fishbone is not exerted.
All right, so kind of thinking through what we're doing here, separating the ink that he's going to use.
Yeah. Bummer.
That is wild.
Yeah, the draws here on Zan's side are just
just next level crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, so yep, they're gonna ink target Robin Hood.
All right, yep. Robin Hood gets chosen, of course, naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just says, "Hey, Alex, sorry, bro. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of some characters."
God. And I could see the pain in Alex's face right now. That just, these big Sisu plays that Zen have made in this match have just been so brutal. And we, of course, see the top deck 1-drop Cinderella, which I believe is very similar to game 1.
Yes, it was.
It is. It feels so bad this late in the game. And like, what else do you do? Right?
Yeah, I mean,
so
literally at this point, it's drop a character, you cross your fingers, go, please don't blow it up.
So he, if I recall correctly, Zan does not have cards in hand.
Zan is currently, I believe Zan is currently without hand. The difficulty is that the table's black and the cards are black. So, but I believe he has no cards in hand.
Yeah.
So you do not whole new world. Like Zan is in top deck mode.
Okay. So Luke here giving us some help here, but yeah, definitely. If we play Cindy pass, then
oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is
crazy. This is so crazy. These two games that we've seen have been absolute. Like, these are the games you got to go back and rewatch and like see the play lines, learn the decisions that were made, understand if you were, what you would have done if you were in this position, and why they chose a different path than maybe what somebody would choose. I think these are fantastic matches to rewatch.
Absolutely.
To learn more about this game.
And the beauty about it, listen, we're already here.
Yeah.
The match has gone to time.
Correct.
Or we're in turns right now.
You were in turns, yeah.
So both players get to breathe a little bit at the right time of the game. You don't want to be rushing here. You don't want to misplay. It's going to feel really bad if you do. So both Zan and Alex will take the time that they need to figure out to turn this into a very very solid outcome for either player.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, and at this point, you're just kind of wondering what to do, and thinking about like, okay, how do I? What's the path forward? Like, both players are, I'm sure, stressed.
Yeah.
If I were to go out there, the steam off of their heads could probably be visible from space. Is how crazy this is right now. So let's see how they maneuver this.
Yeah. So we're counting how many cards in hand. In deck right now.
Yeah. So Hector asks cards in hand, and WoahChuck constantly asks cards in deck. That's the thing.
Yeah. So we kind of missed the count.
Yeah.
Here, but we might let's just assume we're out of deck out range, right? So kind of what Luke was saying. He needs to have an answer for the Cindy if it's established.
Correct.
And with one draw, no other way to draw.
So I'm trying to count Zan's ink.
It's tough. Yeah, his sleeves are black, and the lighting is not really doing any help here.
I want to say it's at least 15. I could be wrong about that. I want to say it's at least 15, but that's not an exact number.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me get close to. Let me stick my face in the monitor.
I know these monitors, they need to move a lot closer.
14. Yeah, it's at least 15. I gotta say it's at least 15.
Okay. Okay, so
they're talking. It's funny because we hear that they're talking about it. Like they both understand the situation that they're in.
Yeah.
I think they both fully understand which outs they're looking for.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's like they're talking through like, okay, bro, let's like what you know what you're looking for. Yeah, you know what I'm looking for.
I'm kind of feeling what X Tintin is saying right here. It's now or never. That is my play style.
Well, that might be the difference between these guys and us. Sometimes I think like the titans of these games. You know.
Yeah. He's gonna ink Cindy and pass.
Yeah. Zan, of course, taking a look to see.
Yeah, he's seeing how many wheels have been played. We see one so far.
Yeah.
Has only one been played? Bro, no, there's no way.
Zan so it boils down to this, I think. I think ultimately if you get a dime, if you're Zan and you get a dime, you win.
If Mikey here say Chuck is probably like, if I mill you, you have to concede.
Yeah. Let's play a best of one, guys. Let's go ahead and let's violate all the DLC rules. Let's just do best of one. Let's just forget about it. And so so of course WoahChuck is doing the WoahChuck. If you could hear us, tell us how many ink is that. So doing the math. Oh, so we see the wheel, we see the Cindy. Thank you for showing us the hand, WoahChuck. We appreciate that. Thanks, buddy.
But he already showed Zan too, so everybody knows what's going on. So he's gonna ink, and pass.
Here's why, because if he draws ink, he inks the card, he plays the wheel, he grabs the wheel, he plays the wheel.
Got it.
And he can wheel twice in the same turn. He has to do it.
I understand.
Yep.
And Luke over here, like an absolute Chad, saying he called it. This is why this is why I'm the Steel Song player I am, and this is why WoahChuck is the Steel Song player he is.
100%.
And the same caliber as Luke and all the other great Steel Song players. I probably should be watching games like this.
Yeah, we got. How do we got to get these folks? Let's get Habibi out here. Where's Habibi? Is Habibi?
No, yeah, I know. No, Habibi's great. And actually, like Habibi is like we've gone over some of the list options. And he's a super cool guy and typically answers a lot of the questions that I have for that deck style because he too likes Naveen and sees a lot of value in it. So
no, you're both degenerates is what you just told
me.
Well,
not the both of us. Now it's the three of us.
Well, I knew WoahChuck was a degenerate. I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, so we're all in alignment here that Naveen is the best Amber Steel card in the deck.
Absolutely. So let's see what happens here. Let's see. What did Zan show it to us, bro?
He had how far so he would have inked it, and he would have been able to.
It's how far. Yeah, it's how far I'll go.
Yeah.
So of course he's gonna play it. Let's see what he gets. Oh, come on, Zan, show us. So show us it.
All right,
Zan, show the camera. Oh, come on, but let's see if he can show it to us. I'd love to see it. Yes, R&B. I did say that. That's what WoahChuck is.
Was that R&B's like bat signal?
Yeah, if you say the word degenerate, R&B's like, huh? What?
Did someone call me?
Did someone say my name? We've got. Okay, this is a big deal. Is that it?
We see the lucky dime.
Do we see it? We see it. We see it.
He rips it. He instant rip because he knows that it's absolutely necessary in the stage of the game.
Yep, the math, of course,
plays it.
Yep, so it puts it in play.
Utilizes it on a Sisu.
Yep, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But that dime's not enough, though.
He's right.
Yeah, but dime's not enough.
Look, and Alex knows. Alex knows he needs to.
Dime's not enough, baby. Let's go. Dime's not enough. Oh my God, this is insane.
No, Alex knows that. Oh.
Wait, hold on. Stop. It's supposed to be 19. It's supposed to be 19. So I don't know if we want to run out there and stop.
It's supposed to be 19. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because he was at 11, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. No, yeah, he was at 11 plus 9. No, he was at what was I don't even know.
So 3. He was supposed to be 19. We've got 3. So 9.
It may not even matter. Yeah.
All right. We're doing one card at a time.
If we see a wheel, is this a wheel? No, is this a wheel?
One.
Give me the wheel. Oh no! Don't freeze.
No, don't. Okay, last one. Last one.
No, there's no
Oh,
wheel.
there isn't.
There's no wheel. Oh
No
no!
way!
No!
Oh no! Was that the 8th card?
Yeah, no, that was the seventh. That was the
That was
seventh
the 7th card. No
WoahChuck just
way!
won. WoahChuck
Oh
just
my
won.
god!
No way!
Look at
What?
chat going
What?
crazy right now.
Oh my god,
And
folks!
we see some
No.
great sportsmanship here by Syed. As bad as that's gonna
No.
feel,
The 7th
I
card.
know it is just
No.
it happens.
Bro.
It happens, and being able to capture that on stream is
Oh.
historic, to say the least.
Oh, my heart.
Oh man,
My heart. I can't go on.
So awesome to see that happen on stream. And again, like, you know, obviously I'm huge fan of Amber Steel. Wish I could have games like that, but you only see that here at the top tables at SSG.
What the hell did I just see?
Oh, your famous cash flow. Oh man.
Oh god. What happened, Al, is that you need to go back about 5 minutes
I
and
know.
rewatch the stream. I'm not even going to tell you. It's not.
I know.
Oh my god.
All right, Jason.